All right, fans, welcome back. Game 2 here on Watchdogs Live, Dogbone Entertainment. Sioux Falls Christian taking on Baltic. Be Game 2. This will be part of Pool C, so the first game of Pool C. Just got the lineup cards. Try to catch my breath here as I was trying around taking a breath. We'll get the lineups going as we kind of go through the action, but leadoff batter for Baltic, working off carbon copies here. I believe it's Amari, number 4, playing left field. Squares for bunt, pulls back, ball 1. Pitching for Sioux Falls Christian is Roscoe, wearing number 30. Catching today for the Chargers is Blanchard. Pitch is fouled off of the dome roof. So again, if you're just tuning in on the first game here, if the ball is in the field of play, in other words, over fair territory, hits the ceiling, the defense has a chance to field it. If they do, it's an out. If it drops, it's then a dead ball. Squares around for a bunt. Pulls back. One ball, 2 strikes. You can't go further back. Ball is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Amari. Hit to the shortstop. Does get the play over to first base, so a 6-3 put out. Hard shot here from the second batter here. I'll get you updated, kind of working on little camera angle items. That's Anna, number 16. Anna, she's playing first base. She gets a single. Brings up number 2, Harper. Harper's the catcher today for Baltic. She fouls one back right near our camera. No balls, 1 strike here to Harper. Ball is fouled off in the box. Now no balls, 2 strikes to Harper. Goes to the shortstop. Going to look to get the play at first. Ball does get away. We do have obstruction. Runner at second will go to first, so the umpire did signal obstruction. Base runner be awarded the base they thought they would have gotten, which is exactly where they're at. So Harper will remain at first. Anna was going to second. She took third when the ball got away. So now runners at first and third. Brings up number 23, Amelia. She's the third baseman. She's squaring around showing bunt. She pulls back, was a ball, quick snap to the pitcher. Everybody retreats, so now Harper at second and Anna at third. Amelia with 1 ball and no strikes against her. Chopper back to the pitcher, decision time. Going to let the run score and get the out at first. So Amelia ends up with the 1-3 5-3 put out for the second out. Brings up number 14, Kaylee. She's the shortstop. Run does score, so Anna comes in to score. Harper is on third. First pitch to Kaylee is high. Swinging strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball is low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Squares bunt, does get it down. Third baseman's there. Ball does get away out into right field. Going to make the play at second. Safe is the call, so aggressive on the bases. Ball gets away on the bunt, so nice job there by Kaylee to get the bunt down. And then the error on the play allowed her to advance to second. Harper did come in and score, so now 2 runs for for Baltic. Brings up number 22, Kaya, the center fielder. She's swinging at the first pitch she gets a look at. Two down here in the top half of the first. Roskup working here against number 22, Kaya. That ball was low, 1 ball, 1 strike. High pitch did go foul, so that is a dead ball immediately. Kaya went up for a high one, put it into the right foul territory, bounced off the roof, back out towards the second baseman. Immediate dead ball. Kaya now with 1 ball, 2 strikes against her. Ball is outside. Kaylee takes third. Two balls, 2 strikes is the count here to Kaya. Shot back to the third baseman, play over at first. Gets her just in time for the third out, so gets the 5-3 put out to get out of the inning. Back right after this half inning break. All right, fans, welcome back to the action. We're doing a little camera adjustment here, so just kind of bear with us as we try to get you the best view as we can to try to get first and third base, and at the same time, kind of get away from that bar that's right behind the umpire and the catcher, where you get to see at least a little bit of the pitcher throwing the ball. So do our best to try to kind of get things tuned up a little bit for you here. Up to bat for Sioux Falls Christian is number 3, Connell, the right fielder. First pitch is high. Pitching for Baltic is their flex. Charlie, I believe, is what we're looking at here, and the catcher is Harper. Swinging strike there from Connell. Evens things up here at 1 ball, 1 strike. Baltic scored 2 runs in the top half of that first inning. See what Sioux Falls Christian's able to do in the bottom half of the inning. Swinging strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Connell. Swinging strike 3, so a K for Charlie. Her first batter of the 2025 season. She retires with a strikeout. Brings up number 10, Nelson, the center fielder. Pitch is low. Nelson does foul that one off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swinging attempt there from Nelson. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swinging foul tipped, grabbed there by Harper, so 2 strikeouts for Charlie to start the season. Brings up Van Santen, third baseman for the Chargers, wearing number 1. High fly ball, did just nick off the roof. Center fielder can't quite get it. Foul ball, dead ball, that did nick the roof. Think they got second, but that is a foul ball. It did hit the roof. Van Santen with a high pop fly out in right center field. It just barely nicked the roof and just redirected back to our left here behind home plate. Center fielder then just ran past it on that little ricochet. So everybody back to action here. Swinging strike for Van Santen. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first inning. Low pitch, no harm in there for Charlie. Counts now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Contact, gonna get a play at first. Safe on the play, so good bunt single there for Van Santen. Chopper bunt. Brings up number 8, Dittman. She's playing second base today for the Chargers. 2 outs, runner on first. Bottom of the first inning. Hard pop fly off the roof. I could hear it hit. Does land out in that triangle between shortstop, center, and left field. So dead ball called strike now against Dittman. So she's got a no balls, 1 strike count. Pitch is just a little high. Harper looks the runner back at first. That's Van Senton. Pitch is pretty close. Throw down on Van Santen. Back in time. Going to come back to the pitcher. Play at first. Close play. Got her just in time. So the 1-3 put out retires Dittman for the third out. So a couple strikeouts there for Charlie, and then a 1-3 put out. So after one complete, it's Baltic 2, Sioux Falls Christian 0 back for the top half of the second inning. Okay, brings up number 26, Raya. She's the second baseman for Baltic. All right, Raya steps in for her first at bat of the 2025 season. Fouls that first pitch back off the net. The ball's 1 strike now. Pitch up high, she chases. No balls, 2 strikes now. Roskup delivers back to the pitcher. Play at first base, dug out for the 1-3 putout, so Raya is retired. Brings up number 7, Madison. She's the DP for the Baltic Bulldogs. She'll work in tango with Charlie. She's the flex and the pitcher today. Swinging strike. Roskup out to a early lead. No balls, 1 strike. Tries to get a bunt down. Hard shot at the third baseman. First baseman had trouble getting over there. Actually, the first baseman came up to field the bunt. Second baseman had trouble getting over there. So just the way the fielders didn't adjust on the coverage that they had on for that bunt. Madison reaches. Brings up number 15, Jordan. She's playing right field today for Baltic. She's squaring around showing bunt. Pulls it back. Ball does get away. Madison goes to second. Good pitch there from Roscom. 1 ball, 1 strike. Third base coach for Baltic calling out a series of numbers. Bunt does get put down. just going to go foul. Just barely went foul. Charging on the right side over here was number 1, Van Santen. Ball just went foul. So now Jordan will come back and have a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second. Swinging at a low one, does get away from the play at first. So on the swinging strike that got away from the catcher, catcher throws down to first. Does retire Jordan, the batter. Madison does take third on the confusion. So now after her bunt single on the fielding error of not having first base covered, she's taken second and now third. So Baltic in striking territory here, back to the top of the lineup. Amari wearing number 4 and playing left field. Takes ball 1. Fouls that one back out of play. Does land right behind the umpire, so 1 ball, 1 strike now to Amari with 2 down and a runner on third. Again, those tuning in, Jared Olson on the call. I'm going to have a few of the early games, and then we also have a wing of what we call watchdogs.live, which is our landing page for our live streams. That is a ball to Amari. Have a group called Dogbone Entertainment. It's a number of students from Beersford School that help us out with cameras. Today we're running a little simpler operation than what we do maybe inside the gym or at the football field because we're on the road. But we do have a Beersford High School senior that will be making the trip over to Sioux Center and the Dome here, and he's going to help call a couple games, give me a break in midday. So Easton Boom, a Beersford High School senior, will be here to call some games later. But again, all games can be found on watchdogs.live or looking on our Watchdog Live YouTube page. Amari fouls that one off. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs with a runner on third. Got Madison over on third. Pitch is just a little bit outside, so that should fill it up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the home plate umpire does signal it to confirm it. So it is 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Amari with 2 down. Again, Baltic out to a 2-0 lead. That is ball 4, so she's going to take her base. And she's just going to stop on first and hold there. So now runners at first and third brings up Anna. She got a single at her first at bat. She squares around and shows bunt. Pulls it back, does take the strike, but does allow Amari to go to second. So now the force is off. Runners at second and third. Defense is going to have to make the play at first with 2 outs and no force. Swinging strike now from Anna, so Roskop's in a pretty good position here. No balls, 2 strikes against Anna. And Anna gets a hold of that one, sends it foul. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. It's a ball. Pitch is just a little high. That kind of evens things up here now. Roskop versus Anna, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swinging strike 3. That retires the side here. So Baltic threatens with a couple of runners, but another strikeout for Roskop. puts an end to that half of the inning. So with 1.5 complete, Baltic 2, Sioux Falls Christian 0. Bottom half of the second, it'll be Blanchard, O'Neill, and Reitz up for Sioux Falls Christian. Back right after this break. All right, fans, welcome back to the action here at the American State Bank Sports Complex, the Dome near the campus of Dordt University. Watchdogs Opening Day Classic. Up to bat for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers, number 22, Blanchard. Takes a ball one. Blanchard is the catcher for the Chargers. That pitch just a little low, so now 2 balls and no strikes to Blanchard. That's 3 balls in a row here. 3 balls, no strikes. The count to Blanchard from Charlie. Good take there from Blanchard. 3 balls, 1 strike now. Good pitch across the plate. Fouls that one back at a play. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Blanchard working the count here early in the bottom half of the second inning. Again, Baltic out to a 2-0 lead. They got 2 in the first. Some runners on in the second they didn't bring in. Ball 4, Blanchard will take a base on balls. Bring up O'Neill. O'Neill is the shortstop. Third base coach tells her something. She looks at the armband, folds it back up, and steps into the box. O'Neill swings at the first pitch. Harper, the catcher, looks down to first base. Looks Blanchard back. That pitch is low. Blanchard is going to take second. Throw attempt is down. A little too late, so a little bit of a pass ball, and then just got away from the catcher, and Blanchard went to second. O'Neill chops it over to first base. She runs and touches it. So the 3 unassisted. First out does send Blanchard over to third. So now Blanchard at third brings up Reitz. Left-handed batter for the Chargers. She is the first baseman. Strike call, outside corner. Reed steps 1 foot back out, steps back in. Ball is low, gets away. Blanchard looks, but does not come. Ball is low and outside, so now counted 2 balls and 1 strike to Reitz. Painted the outside corner, evens things up here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Reeds versus Charlie, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Swinging strike 3, strikeout for Charlie. Second out of the inning brings up Roscoe. She's the pitcher wearing number 30. Runner in scoring position here for the Chargers, looking to get something that allows Roscoe to get on base and bring in that run on third. Roscoe likes the look of the first one, takes a swinging strike. That pitch is inside. Another pitch a little low here from Roscoe. 2 balls, 1 strike to Roscoe, I should say. Just missed down by the knees. 3 balls, 1 strike. Came up just a little bit higher on that one, up by the letters. Fills things up here at 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, bottom of second, runner on third. That is low, ball 4. So now Roscoe will go. We'll see what she does as she goes to first, just trots down and stops. So now runners at first and third brings up another left-handed batter, number 4, Spader. She's the left fielder for the Chargers. Runners at first and third. We'll see what they do on the first pitch if they look to move the runner. They do move the runner. Spader takes a called strike. Allows an opportunity for Roscoe to go over to second. So now runners with second and third, both in scoring position. Spader settles in with count of no balls and 1 strike. Slap bunt. Run is coming. Does score at home. So slap hit there from Spader. She essentially turns that into a 3-foot single. Tough spot there. There are catchers talking to the coaches. It's just a tough spot to be in. Do you go grab that one and try to get the play applied? Pitcher came and flipped it, but at that point, Blanchard is already making her move in to score. Roscoe has moved to third, and now Spader at first. Back to the top of the lineup with 2 down is Connell. Connell watches one while Spader moves to second. Swinging strike from Connell. She steps out, looks down at the third base coach. She kind of twirls her hands, a repeat. Connell steps back in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch is low, inside. Baltic now leads 2-1. Bottom of the second here with 2 out. Connell at the plate, 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners on second and third. Good pitch on the outside corner. Evens it up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Connell. Charlie's got 3 strikeouts on the day so far, looking for a 4th. Gets it. Charlie gets her way out of the bottom half of the second inning, gives up a run to the Bulldogs, but they find a way to get out of that half of the inning, giving up 1 run. So after 2 complete, it's Baltic 2, Sioux Falls Christian 1. We back with the top half of the third. All right, fans, welcome back to the action here at the Dome in Sioux Center. Up to bat for Baltic is their number 3 hitter, wearing number 2 and catcher Harper. Big shot, bounces off the roof. The shortstop was moving over to help make the play. The ricochet sent it right back to where she was standing. So just fortunate, unfortunate, depending on which side you're standing on this game and how it bounces off the roof. But that is one of the downsides of playing inside in the Dome. But nonetheless, foul ball is the ruling. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Harper. Harper fouls one that is really out of place, so now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Harper. Pitch is high, evens things up. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Harper. Fouls another one back out of play, off the lights. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Harper wanted to take a cut at that one, but wisely held off up around the shoulder area. So now brings the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. First batter here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Fouls another one back, and a bounce back by the catcher. So again, count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. That one's going to foul back off of the fence. Pitch is just low. Good battle there between Harper and Roskup. Harper comes out the victor with the base on balls. Brings up number 23, Amelia. Amelia's playing third base. Third base coach is calling out some signals. Amelia steps in after a nod. Tries to get a bunt down, sends it back. Is caught. Chance to double. They could double him off on first base. Throw it to first. She didn't tag up on a fly ball, so now she's called out. Yeah, bunt they tried to get down. She was taken second. The umpire wasn't sure what to do after catch, so essentially Amelia flies out. Harper is called out for not tagging up. So F2 fly out, the bunt got up. Now up to bat is number 14, Kaylee. She's the shortstop. 2 out. Squares up to show bunt, but pulls back. Ball is low. Swinging strike from Kaylee. Should probably go back and, kind of got a little bit of that confusion. Opportunity to recognize the catcher for Sioux Falls, Christian Blanchard. Pretty good play with that bunt that pops up. It's going over by the fence, and she's running away from it, and she's able to snag that. Roscoe does pick up the strikeout. Quick 1-2-3 inning there for the Chargers. So after 2.5 complete, it's Baltic 2, Sioux Falls Christian 1. We're back with the bottom half of the third inning. Due up for the Chargers will be Nelson, Van Santen, and Dittman. We'll be right back. All right, fans, welcome back. Bottom half of the third inning. Again, Baltic leads 2-1 over Sioux Falls Christian. Up to bat for the Chargers, number 10, Nelson. She's the center fielder. Pitch is low. Little chopper is going to get out through the middle, so good little cut there from Nelson. Kind of almost looked like a half swing. But just enough to get over the pitcher's head and get past the second baseman and the shortstop, right out by second base. So Nelson with a leadoff single brings up Van Santen. She's reached on, I didn't mark it down, reached on what I assume is a signal. Tries to put down a bunt, does go foul, so Nelson will come back. Van Santen will have a count of no balls and 1 strike against her. Foul ball, that's in fair territory. Can make a play on it. It does drop it, so it's a dead ball foul. Dead ball foul now. Opportunity for an out, but off the roof drop, dead ball foul. The coach just asking for clarification, just to understand the call, and again, what the umpire saw, but it was clearly over fair territory when it hit the roof, so an opportunity to play it. That one is clearly in foul territory. Van Santen with count of no balls and 2 strikes. No outs. Nelson's on first. Ball is low and bounces away. Nelson was already retreating back to first. So kind of missed an opportunity to get to second there. That pitch is low. Nice job by the catcher, Harper, to keep that one in front of her. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Baltic 2, Sioux Falls Christian 1. Ball just outside, I believe, was the call. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count now to Van Santen. That one's ripped out to center field, right in front of the center fielder. Bounced and got away from her. We're going to have a runner coming from third to score, and Van Santen does take the triple, gets over to third, so good shot there from Van Santen. Ripped the ball, did just get past the center fielder. Allowed Nelson to score, so that evens things up at 2-2. Brings up number 8, Dittman, the second baseman. First pitch is high to Dittman. Unofficial scoring here, but I'll give Van Senton. I think she probably would have scored a single there had the ball not gotten away and bounced past the center fielder. Dittman now with 2 balls and no strikes. Squares the show bunt. Did offer was the call by the umpire. Offer was made, so 2 balls, 1 strike now to Dittman. Again, fans, you can catch all 8 games that'll be offered here on Field 1 on the Beersford YouTube page. Chopper up above the head, going to first. Run does score. Out is fielded at first base. So the put out at first for the first out of the inning. Van Senton does come in to score. On the fielder's choice there, the play at first. Brings up number 22, Blanchard, the catcher. Again, we talked about her in the last half an inning. Nice little pop fly that she caught back behind home plate. Called strike here against Blanchard. Reached on a base on balls in the second. Came around to score. She was Sioux Falls Christian's first run scored on the day. Okay, 2 balls, 1 strike. Charlie is working a little something off speed there. A little change up. Now 2 balls, 1 strike to Blanchard. Pitch misses low, 3 balls in 1 strike. Strike called on the outside corner looking, so now full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down here for the Chargers. 2, 3. Base on balls here for Blanchard. She'll go to first. Baltic 2, Sioux Falls Christian 3. Threatening here in the third. They've got 2 already this half inning. 1 down, runner on first, brings up O'Neill, the shortstop. Gets a hold of one, gets it through the gap. It goes into left field. So O'Neill with a hit single moves Blanchard to second. So now runners at first and second with 1 down. Brings up Reitz, the first baseman. She struck out in the bottom half of the second. 1 down. See what they choose to do with runners on first and second. Reitz watches that one. Ball gets away from the catcher. We now have interference. Lead runner, batter did step out of the box. Interfered with so the lead runner, the runner nearest home, would be the one that would be called out, an opportunity to make the play. So the officials are coming together, and I believe the call behind home is the accurate one. It's the runner nearest home, the one they were looking to make the play on, is the one that's called out. So interference by the batter. She stepped out of the box. The catcher went to make the play to third. That's the runner that was interfered with. She's the one that's called out. So the umpires made the correct call. Blanchard is out on an interference. The runner that is now on second, O'Neill, needs to go back to first. So interesting situation there in the first day of the season. But nice job by the umpiring crew. It was immediately called. They came together and talked about it. and then made the ruling and got things squared up correctly here. So Reed's now with a foul tip back to the catcher. Did miss that first pitch, so I believe it's 1-1, but I'll wait for the umpire to signal officially here. Swinging strike up and out of the zone. Charlie with the delivery. Gets him to swing. It's a third strike. First base was occupied, but it is the third out, so it doesn't matter. Runner can advance. So tough break there for Baltic. Struck her out, but the ball did get away. So Reeds goes to first. O'Neill goes to second on the ball that got away from the catcher. Third out that would have been no longer. Charlie now facing Roskup. She's the pitcher, wearing number 30. Swinging strike there from Roskup. 1 ball, 1 strike now. That pitch is outside, so now 2 balls and 1 strike. Just inside, so now 3 balls and 1 strike to Roskup. Sioux Falls Christian 2 runs here in this half of the inning. They lead 3-2. 2 outs now with Roskup up. Runners on first and second. Swinging strike. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Roskup. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Charlie with the delivery. That ball is in the turf, so based on balls, runners will advance. That's O'Neill going to third, Reeds going to second, now Roskup at first. So now bases loaded with 2 outs. And it brings up the left fielder, number 4, Spader. Reached on a single and then stole second, and that happened in the second inning. Called strike. And now that I see Spader take that first pitch, I remember what it was. She's a slap hitter. It's kind of a slap hit that was right in front of the plate. She was able to reach first on it. Little slap hit that just touched second base. Make the tag near the head. She is out. I don't think it was an aggressive type play. It's unfortunate the tag did get applied up high, but nothing malicious on that one. So that is 3 outs. So the second baseman unassisted made the tag. So 4 unassisted for the third out. After 3 complete, Sioux Falls Christian leads Baltic 3-2. Back after this break. All right, fans, welcome back to the action. Baltic's coach is having a chat with the home plate umpire. I'm assuming we're getting a substitution here, but we'll just see. We get a look at what we've got here. Okay, Kaya's supposed 10 for 15, Nate. Nate, what was the first one? Yeah. Changes were made. We'll get them when they come up to bat. At the plate, number 22, Kaya, the center fielder, put out on a 5-3 play in the first. This is her second at bat. Takes a look at a strike. Swings that one high. Helps the pitcher out, so now no balls, 2 strikes. Right to second base. Does not get a chance to make a play on it, so good hard hit ball. Just came off the heel of the glove, so Kaya will reach. Rule that one an error. Brings up, got number 9 in front of me. She's going to be a substitution, so we're going to bring number 9, Ashlyn, into the game for Raya. I looked away, but I believe it was a strike. So get my book updated here, but number 9, Ashlyn, bat in the 7th slot. Good swing, chance to double him off. Yep, Suval's Christian with a double play. So that was F6, and then she threw it over to first base to double off Kaya. So first out was the line driver fly ball to the shortstop. We'll get her recognized as well. That is O'Neill. And then a throwback to first for the second out of the inning on the failure to tag. Brings up number 7, Madison, the DP. Line drive right back to the pitcher. She dropped it. Plenty of time. Plenty of time to make the play at first. And they do, so a lot of excitement there. So we're going to go 1-3 put out, as it was dropped, so I believe that was the official ruling. After 3.5, Sioux Falls Christian 3, Baltic 2. For the Chargers, it'll bring up the top of their order, so it'll bring Connell, Nelson, and Van Senton here in the bottom half of the 4th. All right, so number 26 has re-entered the game, so that would be Raya re-entering at second base, I believe. So Raya has re-entered. Up to bat for Sioux Falls Christian, number 3, Connell, the right fielder. Struck out in the first, struck out in the second. This will be her 3rd at bat. First pitch is low. Ball 2 now to Connell. Three looks there from Connell. Now 3 balls, no strikes. Four in a row, so Connell will take first base. Brings up number 10, Nelson. Center fielder. Had a single in the 3rd inning, ended up coming around to score. She started that rally in the 3rd that brought in a couple runs. Throw out, so Harper down to second base, throws out Connell. Nelson watched that one as they had the steal on for Connell, so she is thrown out. Got the 2-4 steal throw out, so Connell becomes the first out. Nelson now with a count of no balls and 1 strike. Now a swinging attempt, no balls and 2 strikes. Nice job by the Baltic catcher Harper to throw that one down, and then the fielder to make the play. So Nelson with a late swing. Charlie picks up another strikeout on the day and another strikeout on the season, so that's 2 outs now in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Van Santen up to bat, the 3rd baseman. She had a single in the 3rd, reached base in the 1st. In my error, I did not make a note of how she reached in the 1st. Foul out of play, bounces back into play, but a dead ball. Those kind of tuning in, hoping to catch the supposed noon game, Sioux Valley and Flandreau. We obviously are going to be a little behind schedule here. Called strike here to Van Santen. We will, when this game is over, I will end this stream. We'll hop into game 3. That pitch was not released. It's a stumble on that release. Ball inside. Three balls and 2 strikes, I believe, is what was just signaled as the count. Chop to the 3rd baseman. Sends it over to first, so Baltic does get out of the inning 1-2-3 with that 5-3 putout. Be back for the top half of the 5th inning for Baltic. It'll be Jordan, then to the top of the order, Mari and Anna. Be back right after this break. All right, top half of the 5th inning. Sioux Falls Christian's ready to go. Baltic brings their batter up here. Should be Number 10, substitution in was Caston. Takes the first one looking. Roscup's pitch is a little high there, so evens things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shot's going to hit the lights or the net around the light. That is a foul ball. It's heading straight down the line and curving a little bit, so it would have ended up foul on a traditional field. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Caston as she returns and picks up her bat. Pitch is low and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shot down the line, foul ball. Does go foul down over by the third baseman. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swinging, strike 3. Caston is retired for the first out of the inning. That's 4 Ks so far then for Roscoe. Brings up number 4, Amari, swinging strike. Reached on a base on balls in the second. Put out on a 6-3 put out in the first. Turns around for a bunt. Pulled back, ball pitch was a strike. So now no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is a high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good hit ball out to center field. Center fielder's under it, does catch it, so Amari is retired with the F8. Second out of the inning. Brings up number 16, Anna, the first baseman. That pitch is high to Anna. Pitch is low. 2 balls, no strikes to Anna. We're on the top of the 5th inning. 2 outs. Sioux Falls Christian leads 3-2 over Baltic. Little pop fly. Could be trouble. Yep, off of the right fielder's knee. Anna rounds first, goes to second. Tough ball, just far enough out of reach of the second baseman, and the right fielder had to come in a long way. So we're going to credit Anna with a single there. She reaches second on the fielding error where it bounced off the leg and got away from the right fielder. Brings up the catcher, number 2, Harper. Swinging strike. My replacement, we referenced Dogbone Entertainment. Easton, he'll be coming here for the 3rd game of the day. We're just a little behind schedule. We're in the top of the 5th in a 7-inning game. Easton will be working the next game as a senior at Beersford High School. It's a ball to Harper, so now 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, next game after this one will be Sioux Valley versus Flandreau. Sioux Valley's first game and Flandreau's second. That was called a strikes, and I believe it's 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Harper. Shot out to the gap. That's going to get down. Off the fence. Could get a play at third. No, she will stop at second. Coach holds her up. So that's a shot out to right center field. Stand-up double for Harper. Anna was on second. She'll come in to score. That ties things up at 3-3. Brings up number 23, Amelia. She had a 1-3 put out in the first and flew out to the catcher on that bunt that kind of got away in the third. Pitch is inside. Coach Storo, do you want to even the score up at 3-3 here? We got a little scoreboard behind home plate. We'll get some help. We'll get that thing updated. Pitch is low. Mealy went down, dug that one out low, chopped it foul, went over towards third base. 2 balls, 1 strike here against Amelia. 2 down with a runner on second. Top of the 5th inning, game is tied. Pitch is just a little inside. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Amelia. Right back to the pitcher, an opportunity to get the play at first. Call was out. So the put out ends the inning. Baltic does get a run to tie this thing up at 3-3. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. For Sioux Falls Christian will be Dittman, Blanchard, and O'Neill. Back right after this break. All right, fans, welcome back to the action here. Again, game is tied 3-3. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Sioux Falls Christian did make a substitution change. I couldn't quite hear it, but we'll have to see when they come up to bat. Up to bat here is Dittman, second baseman. Couple balls here to Dittman early. That pitch is high. 3 balls, no strikes here to Dittman, leading off the bottom half of the 5th inning for the Sioux Falls Christian Chargers. 4 pitches, ball 4. Dittman will take first. Okay, Muta was looking away. I'm not sure what we're talking about. If it was a base on balls and if she stopped or rounded first, she could potentially get called out on a look-back rule. But she gets 1 stop, so she could round the base. Again, we're trying to set up another camera and another network here, so. Question was asked, no change, so whatever the ruling was, we're good to go. Up to bat, number 22, Blanchard, reached on a base on balls in the 2nd and was called out on that interference play that happened. She was on the bases, and she was the one that was called out on that interference play. Pitch just inside. That pitch is high. Three balls, no strikes is the count to Blanchard. Charlie's now thrown 4 straight balls. Base on balls here to Blanchard. Dittman now moves to 2nd. Brings up O'Neill, wearing number 2 and playing shortstop. Coach for Baltic is going to step out and call time, go talk to his pitcher and infielders. Good outing there from Charlie, but it looks like she's going to hand off the ball to the second baseman. Get my lineup card here. Over on second is Raya, so I believe we're going to see Raya come in and get a few warm-ups and try to close out this bottom half of the 5th inning, which has runners at first and second with no outs. So we'll do a quick break while they warm up, and then we'll be right back. All right, fans, welcome back to the action here where the bottom of the 5th inning game is tied up at 3 runs apiece. Sioux Falls Christian does have runners on first and second. And now we've got whatever our lineup change is. Coach and umpire talking about it after they've warmed up. Maybe it's just a clarification, I believe. So pitching now for Baltic Bulldogs is number 26, Raya. She was over at second base. I did not catch all the movements or who we brought in, but Raya will be throwing the ball. Harper's still behind the plate, and at the base is O'Neill. First pitch strike here from Raya. Two strikes in a row from Raya. O'Neill's looked at both of them, so now she's in a hole. No ball is 2 strikes to O'Neill. That pitch is high and gets away, so the runners will advance. So the force is now gone. So Dittman's now at third. Blanchard's at second. Ball is low. O'Neill did square around for a bunt, pulled it back. Ball got away, so Dittman comes in to score. Blanchard goes to third. So now Sioux Falls Christian leads 4-3. Does get the bunt down this time. Not paying attention, going to second base. Time was called, but she was partway there. Premature call by the base ump to call time. Runner was 3/4 or more of the way there. Good bunt there from O'Neill to get it down. Great little bunt. Blanchard got caught but made her way back. Nice job by O'Neill to further take second when it was there. Now it brings up Reitz. Pitch is just a little high. Reitz now 2 balls, no strikes. Called strike here against Reitz, so 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners at second and third. No outs. Chargers in the bottom half of the 5th, leading by 2. Foul ball. Back and out of play, evens things up here at 2 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch is outside. Full count now to Reitz. Good shot. That's going to be a fair ball. It's going to roll into the corner. This is going to score a couple here for the Chargers. Reitz does a stand-up double. Shot the wood into the corner. They're able to grab that one and get it brought in back fairly quickly, but not before the damage is done. Blanchard comes in to score from third, and O'Neill comes in to score from second. So now the Chargers put up 3 runs here in the bottom half of the 5th with no out, and they bring up Roscoe time call. I'm not sure what we're looking at. Something down the left field line. Left fielder's back in her normal position, so I believe we're all set to go. Roskup, we've got a substitution here. This is one of them I believe I missed earlier. So number 14, Mulder, is into the game. Shot's going to bounce off the roof. Chance for the defense to make a play. It is not, so dead ball. Foul ball for Mulder. Two balls, one strike here to Mulder. Going to go to shortstop. Makes the play over at first, so they get an out here against Mulder. It's going to be the 6-3 put out for the first. Reitz does advance to third. Bring up number 4, Spader, the left fielder, left-handed hitting slap hitter for the Chargers. She watches that one on the outside. Gets just the tip of the bat on that one, does just roll foul. So now 1 ball, 1 strike. That's Reitz over on third in scoring position. Counts now 2 balls and 1 strike to Spader. Foul ball back over above our heads. Had a play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3, Raya picks up a strikeout here, retires Spader. 2 down, back to the top of the lineup here for the Chargers is Connell. Right fielder, last at bat, she reached on a base on balls. Outside corner connection. That one's low and outside, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Bulldogs seem to be kind of working a little low and outside. That one comes back across the plate. Ball does get away at first base. Reitz comes in to score. Connell reaches on the throwing error. Brings up Nelson. K in the first, single in the third, and a K in the fourth. That ball is low, gets away from the catcher, allows Connell to take second. Nelson staying alive here, working on that one, fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two down, bottom of 5. Chargers now lead 7-3. That pitch was a little high. There's a shot up the middle. It's going to score a run. So Nelson with a single. Drives in Connell from second. Baltic will make a pitch and change. Rye will take a seat to see if I can see the number of who we're bringing in off the bench. Is that number 8 possibly? Nine. I believe it's 9. I believe it's Ashland possibly. Yeah, Ashland was in the game earlier for Raya. Now Ashland's back in the game. So Raya's had her second re-entry, so she'll be done for the day. Ashland will have her 1 re-entry back into the game. So. All right, got Ashland in the game, number 9, right-handed thrower for Baltic. She'll inherit a runner at first base, and she'll face Van Santen. Throws her first pitch ball. So far, a 5-run inning for Sioux Falls Christian here in the bottom of the 5th. Another pitch low, so now 2 balls and no strikes. Now the count, 3 balls and no strikes to Van Santen. Got a good one in there, strike call. 3 balls, 1 strike. Another good one ripped in there by Ashland. That one's fouled off over by the Baltic team. Hot off the dome wall and listen to the scream out of one of her teammates. Another shot that's launched foul. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes to Van Santen. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Hard shot out into right field. Is going to get past the right fielder. Nelson's going to come in to score. Van Santen going to have the inside the Parker here. So Nelson comes around to score. Van Santen with the infield home run. Brings up number 8, Dittman. This is her second at bat in the 5th inning. Strike call. First at bat, first time through the lineup here in the fifth. She reached on a base on balls and then scored. Fouls that one back out of play. Grabbed by one of the coaches or adults in the Baltic area and whips it back out to the pitcher. No balls, 2 strikes here to Dittman. That pitch is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dittman stays alive, fouls that one back, just gets a little piece of it. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swinging strike, she went. K there for Ashland. She gets the Baltic Bulldogs out of the 5th inning, but not before the damage is done. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs in the bottom half of the 5th inning. After 5 complete, it's Sioux Falls Christian 10 and Baltic 3. Be back with the top half of the 6th. All right, fans, welcome back to the broadcast here. Jared Olson on the call. Watchdogs.live, Dogborn Entertainment. We'll get through this game, and Easton Boom, one of our team members at Beersford High School. Glove was never brought together, but the pitch was allowed to go as a swinging strike. Pitching for Sioux Falls Christian, I believe this is number 11, possibly Reeds. Or is it 1? I believe it's number 1, Van Santon, possibly. Pitch is fouled back off the tarps into our area. Getting at bat, number 14, Kaylee. Strikeout there for number 1, Van Santon, her first K of the day. Brings up number 22, Kaya for Baltic. 5-3 put out in the first and reached on an air in the 4th. Swinging strike. Fouls that one back off the dome roof. No balls, 2 strikes here to Kaya. Pitch is just inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Excuse me, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul ball, that is just into fair play. Does hit the roof, so it'll be a dead ball. Count remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off-speed pitch. Kaya gets a hold of it, sends it up the middle, gets a single to get something started here for Baltic. Okay, this will be number 9, Ashlyn. She substituted in earlier for a pinch hit and then got her 1 re-entry back in, is pitching currently for the Baltic Bulldogs. Good cut there, good pitch. No balls, 1 strike here to Ashlyn. Fouls that one back, it's going to be out of play. Pitch just on the inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Ashlyn. That's another strikeout for Van Santen. She retires Ashlyn for the 2nd out of the inning. Brings up number 7, Madison. Not sure if they subbed her out at one point defensively, but ready to go. Fouls it back into her own helmet. Strike 1 to Madison. Strike 2 gets in there safe, so we're going to send Kaya over to second. We're doing a few adjustments. I think I'm picking up some extra volume somewhere, Coach Storrow. Shot back to the pitcher. Play is made at first to get out of the inning, so it's a 1-3 put out. After 5.5 complete, Sioux Falls Christian 10, Baltic 3. We're back for the bottom half of the 6th inning. Our fans, welcome to American State Bank Sports Complex. We're back here for the bottom half of the sixth. We've got a substitution change. Something else. We're doing a little bit of technology experimentation, so we're just picking up a little bit of extra audio. I'm not sure if you're hearing it, but I'm catching it in my headset here. Up to bat for Sioux Falls Christian is number 22, Blanchard. Strike called. That pitch is on the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, I believe, is the count. That pitch is low. Blanchard now, I believe, 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch is high. Now I believe the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Okay, ball 4. Blanchard will take a base on balls. Up to bat for Sioux Falls Christian, number 2, O'Neill. She squares around and shows bunt, pops it up, it's going to go foul. Good effort there by the first baseman. I believe that was 16, Anna. O'Neill with a strike count against her now. O'Neill helps out pitcher with that one, takes a swing at an inside low one, does foul it off. It's now no balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3. Blanchard does take a second on the stolen base. Ball is away again. O'Neill does strike out for the first out of the inning. So now for Sioux Falls Christian, brings up the left-handing hitter, number 11, Reitz. Foul back out of play behind us. That pitch is outside. Reitz, swinging strike. Blanchard does go to third. Baltic takes a timeout here. Going to bring in the outfielders. One out with a runner on third. One out with a runner on third. I'm assuming the part of the conversation is how they're going to look at that runner on third with one down and a 10-3 score. Long conversation about exactly what they're doing here. All right, groups have regathered here. Umpire's got his mask back on. Reitz is in the left-handed box. Swinging strike 3, that retires Reitz. 2 down now for Baltic as number 14 Mulder comes up for the Chargers. Defense can play normal distance, just looking to pick up the third. That pitch is outside. That pitch is low, gets away. Got her, yep. Good play by Baltic, good hustle, and good call by the umpire. So Blanchard got caught trying to steal home. So that will be the third out of the inning. We'll go to the top half of the 7th with Sioux Falls Christian leading 10-3 over Baltic. If Baltic does not mount a big rally here, then we'll be done after the next half an inning. That, but on, we'll get you introduced. All right, fans, welcome back. Top half of the 7th inning. Up to bat for Baltic is number 36, Finley. She fouls her first pitch back that she's seen. All right, fans, as promised, Easton Boom with Dogborn Entertainment's here. Easton, welcome to the broadcast.
Hello, happy to be here.
I'm not quite hearing you. Oh, snag over at first base. Good play over at first base, so the 3 unassisted out. Easton, let's see if we can hear you again now. Give that a try.
Hello, hello, hello.
Anything, nothing. Easton Boom, anything. At least I'm not hearing you. Yeah, I can't hear him, though. Shot up the, I don't think I have anything now. Good hit up the middle. I believe that was Amari.
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay, now I can hear you, Easton. Can somebody check if we're still on YouTube? Can we still have audio? All right, Easton, welcome to the broadcast. As promised, you'll be part of calling the next game. I'll take a little break, so appreciate you making the drive over to Sioux Center.
It was a nice little quiet drive.
Still a little rainy outside?
Not really as much. I mean, just the roads were, other than getting out of town, a little bumpy. But most of the roads are pretty calm. I listened to my own podcast for a while, enjoyed. Nice and calm.
Yeah, nice way to start your day off. Anna up to bat here for Baltic. Got Amari on base with a single. So with 1 down, and Baltic in desperation mode here in the top half of the 7th, Easton. They're looking to see if they get something mounted and going. 3 balls, no strikes to Anna. So Easton, you're going to pick up what should be the 12 noon game. So we're a little behind. It's going to be Sioux Valley versus Flandreau. Ball 4, so Anna will go to first base on a base on balls. Amari will go over to second. Kind of what Baltic would be looking for. Again, if you're going to start a little rally, yeah, they've got an out against them, but they've got a couple runners on, and the heart of their order due up here. So here's the catcher, number 2, Harper. Low pitch, maybe a little inside. Foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Easton, are you hearing me at all in your headset?
I sure am.
Okay. Pitch is low and inside. Harper now a count of 2 balls, 1 strike against her. 1 down, top of the 7th. Baltic down by 7 runs. It's gonna end up doubling off Baltic. That will end the game. So good play there. That is the first baseman, Reitz. So good job there by Reitz to catch the line drive, kind of down by her shoelaces, and then step back onto first base and double her off. So Easton, we're going to end this stream. It's going to take us a minute. We'll reconnect. So if somebody is tuning in to watchdogs.live or Watchdogs Live on YouTube, we're going to end this stream. They're going to want to go find Game 3, which would be the Sioux Valley and Flandreau game. So we end this, go to our landing page. You're looking for Game 3 or Sioux Valley and Flandreau. So Easton, you'll take the fans through the next game. And for those listening in, I'll catch back to you a little bit when I take over again later this afternoon.